Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our another discussion at AIS and Surya Ayurveda's platform. Today, I'm going to talk about one very common issue which keep coming up all the time for discussion: how to look after our liver. And why this discussion comes up? Because we all understand that liver is our biggest metabolic organ, related with the metabolism of whether we talk about our protein, fat, carb, and then it has further action on various other associated organs. Whenever some imbalances come in the liver, those associated organs will also start getting affected, whether we talk about heart or kidneys or even our intestine. So it becomes a very important organ to look after. Now, unfortunately, or we can say sad part, is in our Western medicine, there is no solution that how you can protect the liver, and when liver issues has come up, in still Western medicine is a little bit limited to help in regard to the liver's issues. Yes, when the serious complications comes up, whether cirrhosis or other more serious component, then role of steroid and role of surgery, chemo come up there. But before that, on a day-to-day basis, how one can protect, how one can look after the liver. And then, as we know, for every organ, there are now so many so-called natural supplement out in the market, which I think every second person in Australia, New Zealand, or whatever the other countries we talk about, they keep using with the hope that it can help me in my well-being. And liver is also no exception. A lot of nowadays, because it's in a social media sort of time, everyone is on social media, hence various kind of informations are on social media, whether we talk about that olive oil and lemon and use of that can help you to detox your liver. And then there are some other issues. Honey and black pepper can help you to get your liver detox. And then on top of that, when we talk about supplement, and again, those supplements are very widely used by medical herbalists, naturopaths, or other kind of practitioners. Even medical doctors use that sort of product under what we call as nowadays integrated medicine, or various other aspect of the Western medicine practitioner who are having a bit of open mind, they want to use it, and the herb is known as milk thistle. That is what gets used. But now today I'm going to share with you that, do you think, and it has to be discussed in all honesty, integrity, either the listeners are practitioner of any modality, Ayurvedic medical herbalist or medical doctor or anyone, or the public who spend so much money every month on such product to feel that I'm protecting my liver. First, we need to understand that what exactly this liver does. Now, if you look at in liver, there are various kind of enzymes which get produced, and they have their specific role in protecting the liver as well as other aspect which directly relate with one's well-being. And those enzymes are ALT, AST. ALT used to be known as SGPT, and AST was SGOPT part, and then ALP, and then GGT. These are the various enzymes which get affected whenever there will be an issue in the liver. And now, if we go a little bit more to understand, when we talk about ALT, it is directly in the liver cells, and AST is in the liver as well as in the muscles, various muscles, especially the cardiac muscles, and then also related with those issues. So if I'm going to talk about ALT enzyme, that what happens when ALT is higher, it shows us that there is some kind of liver damage is happening, hepatitis is happening, whether it's related with the viral hepatitis B or A part, and then if it is to be talked about AST, it is in the liver as well as it is also AST, as I mentioned already. Then we have an ALP, which is in the liver. It also come up in the placentas, so especially when the women are pregnant, and then also in the bone. So these, what I'm trying to talk about, that when these enzymes ratios are getting higher in the blood, it will help us to identify that what kind of liver issues can come up. Fatty liver issue is there, liver cirrhosis part comes up, hepatitis as an issue, jaundice is an issue. Then we also able to assess that what are the core cause behind that, whether it is due to the excessive use of alcohol or it is drug induced liver damage has come up. In the same way, GGT is an enzyme which can get higher when the gallbladder issue, because that is situated in the biliary system. And because again the process of the liver is to look after the whole metabolic process. Even if we talk about that, when we have our RBCs, which are related as a red blood cells, when they get broken, because their lifespan is 120 days, after that they will be releasing bilirubin, which we call as conjugated or non-conjugated bilirubin, which come in the liver then, right? And then in the liver we have intrahepatic and extrahepatic ducts which take up these, and then ultimately it has to be excreted out through the urine. So again, if the function of gallbladder, if the function of the liver is happening perfectly, these all functions mean the functioning of the liver will be helping us to have all these activities done effectively. But if does not happen what you require, Do you require now in a tablespoon of olive oil and lemon, which can help you to get over these problems? Or you need herbs like milk thistle, which is, yes, it has a role in the liver because it have an active constituent, what we call as silymarin, and it has the anti-inflammatory qualities, but very limited. So whoever is suffering from liver issues, and when they understand these enzymes functions are getting affected, and they start looking for some kind of product or supplement, they start either relying on their GP's information, or they try to go themselves to the health shops and start picking some kind of products. And as I said, even going to GP or to various kind of practitioner, you will be prescribed this milk thistle product, which then have further other component, whether different kind of vitamins. That's all. And now one wonder that when I am talking about my liver, which is such a complex organ, and on that health of my whole bodily system is based, should I be so much careless, and should I be so much relax and take it so lightly that I start using simple so-called home remedies of olive oil and black pepper or lemon, or just rely on a product which has limited range of helping and protecting the liver? In those situations, you need such product which has a complex herbs, and again not only one herb, but has a wider range of the herbs which together can work based on their synergy, that it is so potent formulation that you can have a peace of mind, whether you are a practitioner who is trying to help and support your client, that I'm using a product which I can really trust. Because at the end of the day, as a practitioner, our role is to help and guide our client. And whatever I practice, it gives me that peace of mind that I am supporting my client to the optimum and not having any doubt. And in the same way, for my message through this portal or place is to the public, if it can go to them, that if you are using a liver product or you have some issues with the liver, try to look at a product which has complex herbal combinations. And I'm going to talk about that what Ayurvedic herbs has been described in our ancient text and why they are so much potent, and you will find many of them are being recognized now by our medical doctors. Medical system is accepting their versatile and wider impact, and then even medical herbalists or naturopaths are understanding them. But then the problem is, because their understanding on these herbs are very limited, so they don't really understand that when we are using these herbs, how they should be used and what are the right dosages we have to use. Because if you are using a product, but if you don't use the right dose in that, it means the outcome is not going to be the desired. So this is a message I'm trying to convey, and I'm happy to have a detailed discussion. If I have to run more detailed webinar that how these different enzymes, whether ALT or AST or GGT and ALP get affected in our system, right? What are the detailed function of these? I'm happy to do more detailed seminar for whoever will be keen to know more detailed information on these issues related with the liver. You can either contact our AIS Institute, Australasian Institute of Ayurvedic Studies, where I teach, or you can contact Surya Ayurveda, right, which is our online portal where Ayurvedic herbs and products are being sold. You can email them, the team there, and show your interest. Inquiries at suryaayurveda.com.au, or you can call me directly. My number is 006421913625. My email is drajit@planetayurveda.co.nz, because I feel and I trust every one of us deep down in our heart has the interest of our client and customers to whom we want to help and guide. So if you understand that, yes, the herbs which I'm talking about, they really have that deeper understanding and deeper role, and these herbs can really save our client, you should look into them. So one of the main herb in Ayurveda, we talk about Kalmegh, Endographis paniculatum. This is known as a bitter herb, or king of bitters, you can say. This is what is known as. It has a very, very vast impact on the liver, because it has its active constituent. When I say active constituent, just to give you a bit understanding, every herb from our Western perspective is used according to the active constituents, whether it is the glycosides or whether it is flavonoids, whether it's volatile oils or whether it is alkaloids. So those are the one which then will be picked up, and according to those they will then understand that where its action will come up. So it's based on the biochemistry part. So on that basis, now, and when we talk about endographis, it has flavonoids, and the active constituent in them is endographid height, which is related with the electron. And now its property has been well established as a best anti-inflammatory component, antioxidant, hepatoprotective qualities it has. It works very effectively in the chronic hepatitis B, viral infections. It also have an immunomodular effect. Apart from that, it has its own wider impact in the body. Either it is related with the respiratory part or the cardiac protection. It also has its role in the brain part, as well as it has a role in the diabetes conditions, fat metabolism. So you can see how this herb has a more wider action. But because we are talking about the liver, so on the same line, those who want to understand from the Ayurvedic perspective, because in Ayurvedic perspective we talk about the rasavirya vipaka of the herb, and then its impact on the doshas, which are the backbone of every function in our body. So it balances kapha and pitta kind of a condition. So when we relate with the understanding of Ayurveda with the Western understanding, what we are talking nowadays, so when we say hepatoprotective, so hepatoprotective role comes from the kaphas component. So when we talk about fatty liver, that also relate with the kaphas aggravation. So it's relate with that. And when we talk about the inflammatory component, anti-inflammation, that's where the pitta roles comes up, and all the blood related issue, because that, as I said, that when the RBC will break after 120 days, and all the bilirubin has to come to the liver, where the extra hepto component or intrahepatic ducts will be taking that part and then helping to excrete to the gut and the kidney. So in those situations, when you look at whatever has been mentioned in our traditional text, is actually being endorsed in our Western researches, which is a very big point, because whatever the situation is, we now becoming very, very clear that Ayurvedic herbs have a much more deeper action and wider action, and have a much more therapeutic benefit, so that we just not to use very superficial or sort of cosmetic herb which has been used in the past by other practitioners. So they are all getting into these herbs themselves. But then the problem is, again, various these medical herbs or naturopathic pharmacies or companies who are trying to now come up and using various Ayurvedic herbs. Again, their understanding on the two principles on which Ayurvedic herbs work. One is the synergy of the herbs. Synergy of the herbs means in Ayurveda, any herb, if it is used single, it will have limited action. But when it gets combined with the other herbs related with the same organ and same channel, its impact becomes very potent. And that's why you will see any Ayurvedic product will always have few herbs which are direct action on that particular organ. And then the second thing comes up, the dosages. So dosages again is a very, very crucial part. Now again, if you look at the Endographis paniculata, which is Kalmegh, its dose has been very well established that it must be used 1.5 gram to 2 gram. And then if you're looking into any product out in the market based on these various medical herbalist company, none of them is using either the various Ayurvedic herbs together, or if they are using even Endographis on its own, dosages are very limited. I think some are using 375 milligram or 500 milligram, which again is not really doing much. Then there is another very, very specific herb known as Bhumiamalaki, Phyllanthus neruri. And this herb also has been very widely used in Ayurveda for the liver protection. It again has an anti-inflammatory component, various liver disorder. It helps to reverse the liver damage. That is how its role has been. And it also has a vitamin C component, so it works with the fatty liver, swellings issues. So that's how it will also can be combined there. Then we have another Ayurvedic herb known as Punarnava, which is Bohirevia diffusa. Now the name Punarnava means, Punar means again, Nava means revive. So the name of the herb itself explains that this has the ability to revive the organ. Revive the organ means if the liver damage is happening and liver functions are getting affected, use of that will help a lot. Again, it's a very specific kapha vata balancing herb, and it helps in stimulation of the liver secretion. So again, working with the fatty liver. This herb from the Western herbalism perspective is rich in the glycosides, steroids, flavonoids, and many studies has proved on the Western aspect that it is antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, immunomodular, right? Hepatoprotective part has been very, very well established. It also has an antibacterial quality. So its role is in the ALP is in a huge because it impact on the gallbladder issue. So gallbladder directly relate with the ALP's ratios can get affected. So those ways this herb can also be incorporated when we are preparing a liver product. Then there is another important herb known as Musta, which is Cypress rotundans, right? Which again has, from Ayurvedic perspective, is known as an Kapha Pitta and doshas balancing, and from our Western medicine's perspective, it has an hypolipidic, anti-hypolipidic characteristics, qualities, hepatoprotective part, and very effective in the jaundice, hepatitis, act as an antiviral. It also have an active constituents, glycosides, and then it also have linoleic acid, right? Cyprin is an active constituent which gets used from our Western perspective, whereas in Ayurveda we have specific either the bark get used or the root get used, because the ancient scientist has very well established that in which part of the herb active constituents qualities will be more potent, and that's where the quality control aspect has to be looked at, and that's what in the Western medicine we also try to do, that we have to try and use that which part of the herb is actually having more potent active constituent, and that's what it will be established. So it's not that whatever is done in the Western medicine is something very new. That is why I always have shared, while it is valuable, it is good that research need to be done, right? But then mainly research is currently on all the herbs and all the herb specialists. There are many herb specialists in Australia, many will know, and there are very big companies who they own, right? And they themselves know, they have written so many big books on the herb, but then all the researches are still done on animals and the lab related, and clinical trials are happening, but not yet. But if you look at the Ayurvedic research, all the researches what has been done in the past are based on human beings, and then when whatever the research outcomes are, they match with the all researches what being talked about in our Western medicine. So my advice, my appeal to all the naturopaths, medical herbalists and other medical doctors who are keen to use Ayurvedic herb, that you should understand the Ayurvedic herbs from a perspective, yes, because your mindset is made to look at the researches, but also understand and try to compare, and the books are very much available, that whatever the research is being talked about in our those medical herbalism books, and if you relate the information in Ayurvedic text, it's matched the same way. Not even a single information you will find will be different. And the reason of me sharing with that is not under any influence of ego or something. What I'm sharing is together our role, whether you are a medical doctor or whether you are an Ayurvedic practitioner or whether you are a naturopath, together our role is to help our client. And here I have picked up one ailment and one big organ which need to be protected for the well-being of an individual, and that's what we talk about, liver, and how we should look after, rather than giving them some home remedies or herbs which has a limited action like milk thistle, we should look at these herbs which I shared with you, like Endographis paniculata, then the Bhumiamalaki and Punarnava, which is our Boirevis diffusa, right? And then Cyprus rotundans, and then also another herb is known as Aloe Vera, which is Kumari, which is very common herb again, even in Western medicine, but it has a huge, great role in the liver and spleen function. So splenomegaly and hepatomegaly situation, when the liver enlargement and the cirrhosis of the liver happen. So these all herbs can really give a very profound, very deeper impact. And now these all herbs together has been brought into this one Ayurvedic preparation known as LivGood. This is made, this product is made in Australia. This is an ARTG licensed product, which we call as TGA regulation. It has gone through all the regulations of quality control, all the tests related with the heavy metals and other physiological tests, what everyone is looking for. Because again, whenever we talk about Ayurvedic herbs, our one focus goes on that Ayurvedic herbs quality might not be effective. Ayurvedic herbs are always having one issue to be looked at with the heavy metal. I don't want to get into that, but this product, LivGood, can give you the peace of mind, because this product is not made by companies in India. This is a third-party manufacturing in Australia under the TGA's certified, GMP certified companies. Right? All the test has been done by them. So this becomes a peace of mind for practitioner who want to use an authentic product, an effective product for their client. But then why it product is effective, I'm just going to give you an example. If you look at it, has an herb Endographis paniculata, but its dosage 2 grams in a 1 capsule. That is the beauty of this product. The 500 milligram product will have Endographis paniculata 2 grams, which is the standard dose advised by medical herbalism. I'm not talking about the Ayurvedic one, they always talk about that. Then the other Phalanthus amaris, which is 1.6 grams in the same capsule. Then it has an Boirevia diffusa, which is our Punarnava, which has 900 milligram in a 1 capsule. And then it has an Cyprus rotundus, which is having a 300 milligram. And then it has an Aloe Vera, and again it has an extract of that, which is 35 milligram. So you can see that how potent this product will be, 1 capsule, and the dosages of that product is 1 capsule morning after breakfast and 1 at night. So that is what you can trust. And I have been using this formulation for the last 45 years in my clinical practice. 30 years out of that has been in New Zealand, right? And I have used that product while I was working with the government of India in Indian hospitals, and has seen very good reversals of various liver damage related issue with the client. So that's where I feel I shared my experience and my use of this product. Now this product is available in Australia and New Zealand. So if you are looking for to use it, use with confidence, so that you can have a peace of mind and feel so much confident in your heart that you are giving your client something which is more effective for their liver protection. Thank you.